Okay, so we started with the survival model yesterday.
Yes.
Any question? I asked you to see. Have you got the time to see it?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, no, no.
Okay, so what are like we started with life contingencies, correct? And I told you that there are survival function,
Mm.
there are force of mortality,
Yes.
there are probability density and cumulative distribution, and there are expected future lifetime.
Mm.
Okay, so here
Yes.
you start with like this. So here we have survival function also. Yeah, I have told you, just to recap, life
Yes.
contingency means the mathematical technique, which is used to model and evaluate financial events dependent on human life. I hope you
Mm.
can see the screen properly.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So that is one, and we are talking about why to provide a structured overview of what that is four probability concepts of life and death, survival and mortality function, correct? The life table, the force of mortality, and all those things, correct?
Yes.
And here we understand about what the probabilities, the percentiles, the moments, and then the variance. Okay,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Achha. So I started with like a random variable. I told you last year. I remember it starts with like that. So what is random variable? I did the sum. No, I told you I will be explaining. So it
Mm.
sets a foundation for modeling human lifespan probabilistically, and FTT is equals to PT greater than equals to T. FTT. Okay.
Yes.
So here, what are survival functions and mortality probability? The definition goes SXT is equals to PRTX greater than T. Okay. So here, what is SXT? It represents what? The probability that a person aged X will survive more than T additional years. Okay.
Yes.
So survival functions, serve as a foundation of all the mortality modeling. Like it's decreasing with T. Why? Because survival probability decreases over time. Okay. So
Yeah.
SX0 is equals to 1. That means at present, survival is certain. Okay. And SXT is 0 because as T tends to infinity, no one lives forever. So graphically, it forms a smooth downward sloping curve. Okay. So it
Mm.
represents what? Proportion of as time increases. So now finally, person age 40 is definitely alive. The explanation, if you remember, as the time approaches after current age approaches infinity, the probability that the person still survives tends to 0. So no individual can live forever, hence the survival function must decrease to 0. Okay.
Yes.
Next, the sum.
Yes.
Slide number, it was 7. No?
Yeah, we were doing on slide number 7. The validity of survival
Exactly.
function.
I told you LXT is equals to e to the power minus 0.02. Is that
Yeah.
valid? SXT is equal to e to the power 0 is equals to 1. So
Mm.
limit t tends to infinity. So e to the power minus 0.01 t is equals to 0. So derivative SXT is equals to minus 0.01 e to the power minus 0.01 t. So that means what? It is always non-increasing. Okay, so always in 0, 1. Okay, so
Mm.
there is constant force of mortality. Clear? So it is valid?
Yes.
Yeah, it's valid. Next, SXT is equals to x plus 1 by x plus 1 plus t. So is that valid? Sx0 is equal to x plus 1. That is 1.
Mm.
So limit t tends to infinity. X plus 1 plus t is equals to 0. So Sxt is equals to minus x plus 1 by x plus 1 plus t square. So that is less than 0. That means
Mm.
non-increasing. So values in 0, 1. Okay. So here it means decreasing hazard type. Okay. Last,
Okay.
Sxt is equals to 50 minus t, 50, 0 t greater than 50. So Sx0 is equals to 50, which is not equals to 1. And
Mm.
Sxt 0, 1 for small t. Okay, so it is not increasing and hits 0 at where? At t equals to 50.
Mm.
Okay, but it fails the normalization.
Okay.
Okay, next, purpose of the slide.
Mm.
Sx plus ut is equals to Sx t plus u by Sxu. That means the conditional survival function. Okay. So it
Yes.
expresses the probability about what? That a person aged x plus u survives an additional t years. That means a person aged x plus u survives another t year. It's equal to what? It's equal to the probability that a person aged t x survives t plus u years. Okay. Why
Mm.
I tell you or why I'm telling you this? If you start like tx greater than t plus u given, that is p of tx greater than t plus u by greater than u. Okay. So Sx plus ut will be P of Tx plus u greater than T. That is equals to Sx T plus u by Sx u. Okay. So if
Mm.
what I mean about is 0.90 and S35 is equal to 0.95. So S35 5 is equals to S3010 by S35. So that is 0.90 by 0.95. So it is 0.947. Okay.
Okay.
This formula say S0 x plus t by S0x. This means what? This formula expresses the survival probability for a person who is currently aged X, in terms of the general survival function. Okay.
Okay.
So S0A, that is the probability of surviving from birth to age. Okay. And what is SXT? Of surviving an additional T years, after reaching age X.
Mm.
Okay. So SXT is equals to P survive to X plus T by P survive to X. Okay. So
Mm.
here the question goes, if S050 is equals to 0.85, 40, 0.90. Okay. So S4010 is equals to S050, that is 0.85 by 0.90.
Okay. Yeah, can I just copy that 1 second?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Done.
Okay. So now next TPX. Okay. T year survival probability. So here TPX represents what? The probability that a person X will survive for at least T more years. Okay. So it is equivalent to the survival function, that is SXT.
Mm.
So if I define for TQX, so it's T year mortality probability. So TQX is 1 minus TPX. So that is Fx of T. So that is PR Px less than equals to T. Okay, so this denotes the probability that a person aged will die within the next T years. Okay.
Yes.
Next, till this it is clear?
Yes. Clear.
Okay. So relationship for combined survival probability. So here T plus U, Px is T Px U Px plus T. So that is U Px and T Px plus U. Okay. That means the probability that a person, aged X survives for T plus U years, which is equal to the probability of surviving first T years. Okay. And then the probability of surviving an additional U years. And that is beyond age X plus T. So this is derived from what? P of Tx greater than T plus U. That is P of Tx greater than T. That will be multiplied by Tx greater than T. Plus U given Tx. So hence T plus U Tx is equals to T Tx multiplied by U Tx plus T. Okay. This is one. Now if I talk about the relationship for death probability, that is the probability that a person age X dies within T plus U years, and that is equals to what? The probability of dying within the first years. Okay, plus what? Plus the probability of surviving the first years. Okay, but dying in the next few years. So this captures, all possible way death could occur, like, within 2T plus U years. Okay, so here the conditional death probability formula will be, so that will be UQX is equal to TPX UQX plus T. That is TPX minus okay. This means what? The person, the probability that a person aged X should survive for how many years? It survive for T years, okay? And then dies during the following U years. So T years and then go to U years. This formula isolates death, okay, in the perspective. Okay, good to go. Next. So we did combine survival probability combined death probability. Okay, and the
Yeah.
timeline of life is divided into two intervals. What are they? T and U.
U.
Next slide. Survival functions and mortality probability. Okay, so
Mm.
here 30-year survival probability. That means what? 30 P20. Why?
Mm.
I told you probability that a person age 20 survives 30 more years. Correct.
Yes.
That is lives to age 50. So from the recursive rule, T plus U Px, that is T Px x plus T. So 30 P20 is equals to 10 P20 multiplied by 10 P30 multiplied by 10 P40. Okay. So here
Mm.
E, like 20 means survive 20 to 30. Correct. 30 means 30 to 40. And 40 means 40 to 50. What we do, we multiply all successive 10-year survival probability to get the 30-year probability. Okay.
Okay.
We multiply all successive. Keep your PPT in front of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Survival probability to get the 30-year probability. This is one. Next, 30Q20. That means probability that a person aged 20 dies within the next 30 years. Means before reaching 50. Okay. So if I do 30Q20 is equals to 1 minus 30P20. Okay. So 30Q20 is 10Q20 plus 10P20, 10Q30 plus 20P20, 10Q40. By this, it covers all way death can occur in the 30-year span. This covers death can occur in the 30-year span.
Mm.
So in the first 10 years, or between 10 to 20 years, given survival of first 10 and or between 20 to 30 years. So given survival of first 20. Now conditional death probability. So here 20 Q means probability that a person age 20 survives 20 years. to age 40. And then dies in the next 10 years. Okay, that is between 40 and 50. Correct? So
Mm.
from the conditional death probability rule, T U QX will be, how we write it down? T PX multiplied by U QX plus T. Okay. So
Yeah.
20, 10, Q20. So that is 20 P20 multiplied by 10 Q40. So alternatively, Q20, so that is 30 Q20 minus 20 Q20. You know, this isolates death specifically between ages 40 and 50, given survival up to 40. Next, there is a given data,
Yes.
age X, QX. So these are the three types we did with. Okay. Now for the
Mm.
given data, 20, 0.050, 21, 0.055, 22, 0.059, 23, 0.063, 24, 0.062, 25, 0.065.
065.
Yeah. So if we go with the relationship,
Mm. Mm.
Ex is equal to 1 minus Qx. Okay. P plus U Px is equal to Tpx multiplied by x plus t. So here P given U Px multiplied by x plus t. Okay. So now find it out. P23 first.
Sure.
That will be P23. So it is 1 minus Q23. So it is 1 minus 0.063. So that comes to 0.937.
937.
The interpretation also we have to understand. A person aged 23 has a 93.7% chance of what? Of surviving to age 24. One.
Mm.
Next, 21. So 3P 21. P21, P22, P23. Correct?
Yes.
Substitute the value and tell me the answer.
Mm.
1 minus 1 minus, you find it out and there you
Yeah.
get
0.833.
final answer.
Yeah. 0.833.
Okay. So here P21 is what?
0.945.
1 minus 0.5, 0.055. Correct. So it is 0.945. Next, P22. That is 1 minus 0.059. So that is 0.941.
Yeah.
P23. So that is 0.937. 3P21 will be 0.945 multiplied by 0.941 multiplied by 0.937. That is coming to 0.830.
Yep.
So what is the interpretation? Correct.
Mm.
What was your answer?
0.833.
Okay. So
Yeah.
here a 21-year-old
Mm.
has an 83% chance of surviving the next 3 years to age 24. Next, 2Q22. That is 1 minus 2P22. So now
Mm.
2P22 is what? P23. So 2P2 we know 0.941 multiplied by 0.937. So that is 0.882. You found out
Mm.
1 minus 2Q22 is what? 1 minus 0.882. So that is 0.118. Interpretation, then it will be what? Tell me. A person aged 22 has an 11.8% probability of dying within the next 2 years. Before age 24. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly, for 20. So definition was what I told you. TPX multiplied by U QX plus T.
Mm.
So it's 1, 2, Q20. So that is 1 P20. 0.950. So 2Q21 is equals to 1 minus 2P21. So 1 minus 2P21 P22. Nine four five 0.941.
Mm.
So 1 minus 0.888. So that is 0.112. Okay.
Yeah.
So hence 1. Probability of surviving the first year and then dying in the following 2 years. So that is between ages 21 and 23. Clear?
Yes.
Next, survival probability and mortality probability. So here you will understand how to calculate the multi-year survival and mortality probability when the survival function, is explicitly given. Okay. So
Yeah.
here we are being given what? Sx
Yeah. 1 over
is
x.
equals to, yeah. So what we have to find out? 75 and 25. So if you recall the relationship, do you remember it was? For a person, say for a person aged X, so SXT is equals to PRT TX greater than T. So that is S X plus T by S of X. So here comes hence TPX is equals to S of X plus T by S of X. Okay. So TQX is equal to 1 minus TPX. So we find for 75 then similarly.
Mm.
15P75. So that is S75 plus 15 by S75. That comes to S of 90 by S of 75. So you substitute Sx as 1 by x. Okay. So 15P75 will be 1 by 90 by 1 by 75. So that is 75 by 9. That is 0.833. So what we conclude then here? A person aged 75 has an probability of surviving the next 15 years to age 90. Now for 25. 5Q25. So that is 1 minus 5P25, correct? So
Yeah.
here it is 5P25, that is S25 plus 5 by S of 25. So that is S of 30 by S of 25. So you substitute Sx equal to 1 by x. So 5P25, that is equals to 1 by 30 by 1 by 25. 25 upon 30. So 0.833. 0.167. So here
Yes.
person aged 25 has a 16.67% probability of dying within the next 5 years. Okay, that is before reaching 30. So the survival function gives the proportion of individual, surviving up to age X. And the ratio, what it gives us, it tells us how the survival changes over time for a person who is already aged. So as X increases, Sx also, what happens to Sx? Decreases.
Decreases. Okay.
Okay, next. Life table. Now I guess so you are well versed with the topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the concept of a group of a newborn? What is that? So here we begin, say, with a group of newborns. So this number is called the radix or initial population. Okay, in a life
Mm.
table. So L0 is equals to this. So now what is the definition? Lx will be the random variable representing the newborn, the number of newborns surviving to exact age. So this accounts for what? Random survival and death. Among whom? The original group.
Mm.
Okay. So here Lx is the number of newborns from L0 who survive to age X. So here what is Sx? Sx is what? It is the survival function. Okay, it represents what? The probability that a single newborn will survive at least age X. Sx is equals to P of T0 greater than X. Okay. So if I say if S of 10 is equals to 0.95, it means each newborn has a 95% chance of living to age 10. Okay. Next, independent assumption. And binomial model. So here we assume we assume each newborn's survival. Each newborn survival. Okay, that is independent of others. Correct? So a reasonable assumption for large population. Correct. So since
Yes.
each child either survives to age X, or dies before with probability Sx. So here binomial L0 S of X. So this means L0 is the number of independent trials. That means newborns. And Sx means the probability of success. So surviving to age X. So who are the expected number of survivors? We define
Mm.
Lx as the expected value of Lx. Expectation of Lx. Okay. So for a binomial random variable, expectation of Lx is equals to n cross p. So that is L naught S cross X. So hence L0 multiplied by S of X. So this tells what? This tells us how many people on average will still be alive. Okay, at age X.
Okay.
Okay. Next, life table concepts, numerical example. That also we have to understand. So
Yeah.
here we are being, yes, you're telling something.
No, 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 no.
Okay. So there is a question. Age. So it's 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Lx means number of lives at age X. So that will be 450, 410, 380, 370. Okay. Next, dx. So it's a number of deaths between x and x plus 1. 50, 40, 30, 10, 10. Okay. So if you remember, in this, I told you,
Mm.
LX number of people alive at exact age. X. So dx is equal to Lx minus Lx plus 1. That is what the number of deaths between ages x and x plus 1. Formula Tpx is equals to L of x plus t by L of x. Like similarly, no, we did with like 3p30.
Mm.
So here, what does that mean? This represents the probability that a person 30 will survive for 3 weeks. That is until age 33. So what will be 3p30? Similarly, I told you 3 L33 by L30. So from the table, L30 is what? 500
Mm.
and L33 is 380. So what is the answer then? Hence,
0.76.
yeah, L33 by L30. So that is 380 by 500, that is equal to 0.76.
Yes.
So here we have a person aged 30 has a 76% probability of for the next 3 years. Equivalently, 24% of the aged 30 are expected to die before reaching age 33. We can do this with survival probability also. How?
Okay.
Once again.
No, 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 no. I said okay.
Okay. Should I tell?
Sure. Yes.
I am telling we can also check with this with the yearly survival probability.
Okay.
That is P30. So that is L31 by L30. So that is 450 by 500. So that is 0.90. Okay. Similarly, if I talk about P31, so that is L32 by L31. So that is 410 by 450. So it is 0.911. Similarly, P32 will be what? L 33 by L 32. Correct.
Yes.
So 380 by 410. I showed you two ways. Okay. So
Mm.
here, then whichever you are finding easy, you can do it. Then
Okay.
3P30 will be P30 multiplied by P31 multiplied by P30. 0.90, 0.911, 0.927. So it is 0.761. So the answer is 0.76. Clear?
Yes.
Slide 16. No, next one.
Yes.
That is life table. We continued with that. So here we will do with the full thing. Let's start with the life table list what?
Mm.
It lists the number of people alive at each integer age. Correct. Means from these values, we can derive the probability of survival. Okay. Or death over any time interval. So here T year survival probability. So T Px is equal to L x plus T by L of x. So here to define what is L of x, number of lives at exact age x. And what is this? Number of lives at exact age x plus t. Okay, and what is tp plus x? So to conclude with, tpx means probability that a person x survives for t more years.
Yes.
Okay, means out of all people, age x, a fraction still alive at age x plus t. That represents
Mm.
a chance of surviving. Okay. Any question from today's class?
No. All
No?
good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then again, we will continue next week. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Bye bye.